What is up, champs and champ pets? Welcome back, Amazing 2 video guys. And this video guys, I'm going to be doing part 3 of the creepypasta Appy reading. So here is the beginning of where we left off. Hey, I called the 1-800 hotline mentioned on episode 3. It was a pre-recording which I will transcribe for you. Hello, my name is Appy. I'm every kid's most helpful and favorite apple. If you want to make a donation, press 1. If you want to know more about the earthquake, press 2. When I pressed 2, the hotline said this. An earthquake and tsunami has recently hit Japan, and we need all the help we can get. If you can make a donation of $1, $2, $5, $10, $50, or $100, you will be a big help. Anyone who donates gets a Appy badge. And then when I went ahead and donated $1 to the donation for the fun of it by using an outdated bank account that I never used, it responds, "Thanks for helping with the aid for the tsunami. Look in your mailbox in a week from now because you'll get your Appy badge." I'm wondering what earthquake Appy predicted. Between 1999 and current day, there was no 9.0 earthquake in Japan. Since the 2003 Hokkaido earthquake was pretty close to when the episode was released, as well as the magnitude mentioned in the radiocast, I guess he was predicting about that. Episode 10 was corrupt, to say the least. It started up, but it had no audio. The first part was so badly possessed that it was hardly viewable. The next part was just plain static for the rest of the video. Great, a missing episode, I thought. Episode 11, called Happy's Trick. It was actually watchable. The intro was just some weird offbeat carnival music with Appy doing his death smile at the camera. The episode began with him in his van, driving on a winding road. As the episode went on, scars started to appear on his body. Eventually, Appy reached a playground where many kids were at play. He jumped out, looked like he was ready to abduct all of them, and said, "Hey kids," he wants to see Appy do a magic trick. Like brainwashed zombies, the kids cheered and ran into his van. Appy closed the doors and drives away from the playground. After a few minutes, the van comes back, and the side door opens, revealing a motionless and expressionless Appy covered in blood. I couldn't take it anymore. Appy was making me feel extremely nauseous for some reason, so I skipped to the end of the episode. From what I saw, the rest of the episode was him watching TV and reading the news, with random zoom-ins at the newspaper. Why, though? I'm guessing that they're predictions like episode 9, but after that episode, I'm not going back and read them. There was a very brief scene where Appy began to stab a kid, but it quickly cut out to Appy watching a scene on his TV where the inside of a space shuttle catching on fire. Why in the world does that show keep showing scenes very horrible of future disasters? Once I had got the end of the episode, Appy was holding a knife covered with blood. The camera began to pan down to a table, which had a hand with cut marks laying on it. What was probably the most unusual thing about this episode happened after the scene. After a few seconds of credits played, it very suddenly cut to a black screen with text that said, "If you get these DVDs, I copied the show over them from whatever master tapes I could find. I wanted to preserve this show so that the last few episodes weren't lost forever." Now, you might be wondering one thing. How did Nickelodeon air all of those episodes? I don't know. They just did. That's what. If you want to know more about the show, including its fate, see me, Casey. Thankfully, I had a good grasp on whom the Casey most likely was. Kevin Seward Christensen, a friend of mine. It wouldn't be out of the question when I first met him. He did mention something about working with Nickelodeon until the end of the millennium. Wanting to learn more about the show's fate, I went over to his house. What happened when I got there was, to be bluntly, odd. When I got to his house and rang the doorbell, nothing responded. The door wasn't locked, so I decided to come inside the house and see what was going on. I heard a middle-aged woman crying upstairs, so I ran across the living room and up the stairs to see what was going on. Kevin's wife was in their room, crying at the framed portrait of them together. I asked her what had happened to Kevin, and she replied with a very odd answer. Last night, someone or something took him away in his sleep. The police were trying to look for him, but they've come up with nothing, as usual. They questioned me and searched our house for evidence, but there's nothing, except for this scrap of paper. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. I unfolded it, and it revealed itself to be a low-quality photograph of the scarred Happy Appy during the natural scene. While I was at their house, I asked her how those episodes had managed to get aired on Noggin. These men had drugged the producers. He was going to. She only managed to say that much before bursting into tears. I could only think that whoever that man was had kidnapped Kevin on the 26th. After comforting her, I left the Christensen household and walked off. Once I started to get near my house, I was startled by the noise of gunshots nearby. I instantly ran to my house, fearing that whoever kidnapped Kevin and killed his wife was trying to chase after me. Before I closed the door, I took one last glimpse at the bushes on the other side of the street. In one of them was a mutilated arm with an unknown figure standing behind it. March 3rd, 2011. Hey, I wanted to know if anyone has any recording of Happy Appy episode. If you do, please send me an email containing video of it. You might wonder why I'm asking this. Well, I found my disc in pieces on my desk. And no, I did not save the videos to my laptop. Oddly, the way it was broken was almost like a claw that slashed the disc into thirds. The paper with Happy Appy on it was nearby, with the writing that said, "No more evidence now, huh?" I wonder who was angry enough to destroy my disc. March 4th, 2011. The badge finally came in the mail today. It came in a small box that had, interestingly enough, a timestamp from 2000. I could only guess that Nickelodeon still had some left over from when the show was so popular. When I opened the box and dumped out the contents, the badge came rolling out with a letter attached to it. The badge was made of plastic and had a silver bronze color, and it depicted Happy Appy with a smile. On the back, Happy Appy Helper badge was imprinted in stereotypical army font. The letter had the following written on it. To my friend, you have helped us help the Japanese. Of course, let me introduce myself. Unarguably, you have heard of me on Noggin. Can't understand what I'm saying? Well, I'll give you the answer. Happy Appy, Appy App, Happy App, Appy App, Happy Appy, Appy App. He helps kids all day. Now where do I begin with this gift? Today I was giving you a nice badge, right from the old playground. Now, how did I get these, you ask? Running across a playground, I tripped on a rock. I fell down, but I noticed the ground was uneven. Undoubtedly, something was buried. So I dug the ground and I found a crate filled with these badges. Now it's time to be off. Watch Noggin at 8:30 a.m. Central to see my new adventures. Love, Happy Appy. I checked the back for anything interesting when I found instead were these two lines of gibberish. I don't know what they are. March 5th, 2011. Today I got an email from a man who claimed to be a user on WikiLeaks. He had heard about my research on Happy Appy, so he tried to find any document related to the show. He did find one which told employees at Nickelodeon to never air certain TV shows or movies. After browsing through a massive description of Crybaby Lane and other TV shows, I found this block of text in the middle of the document. One show, originally named Happy Appy, was cancelled due to excessive violence and gore. The show depicted a personified apple named Happy Appy that taught kids how to handle certain injuries, and on an episode called Hurt Happy, teamwork. On their last and only 8th episode, only an hour had passed when Noggin began to remove all traces of the show. Children who had watched the show finally aired episode allegedly obtaining symptoms of nausea and sleep deprivation. A 2003 report says the episode seemed to depict explicit imagery of September 11th terrorist attack, even though the episode aired in 1999. I'm getting a little bit more dubious about this show. Now, thank you guys very much for watching. Peace out, guys. See you next time in whatever I make. See you guys later. Peace out, guys. Bye.